Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I am Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Hamilton police appeal for help locating next of kin for murder victim. Canada taking review of immigration screening of terror plot suspects extremely seriously, Prime Minister Trudeau says. Canadian Taxpayers Federation calls on Ontario to make gas tax cut permanent. Police release new details about Oshawa collision that involved 9 vehicles. Toronto police officer injured after locating stolen vehicle in North York. Goodyear spending $575 million to expand Ontario plant to produce EV tires. Toronto driver found sleeping at Ontario police station charged with impaired driving OPP.
These were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details.
Hamilton police say that they have been unable to locate the next of kin for a 77-year-old woman who was murdered inside her apartment last week. Police responded to the building on Ottawa Street near Main Street on August 8 after neighbors expressed concern that an occupant in one of the units hadn't been seen for several days. Police say that upon arrival, emergency responders encountered a barricaded door and had to force their way inside the unit. Then they located the resident deceased on a bed with an apparent stab wound. A second individual also found deceased in the unit from a self-inflicted injury, police say. In a news release issued on Monday, police identified the victim as Barbara Church and the other deceased party as Derek Emmons. Following autopsies, the police have determined Barbara Church's death to be a homicide and Derek Emmons' death to be a suicide, the release notes. Efforts to locate Barbara Church's next of kin have thus far been unsuccessful, and police are continuing their search for any surviving relatives. Police say that a knife was recovered from the scene of the homicide. No additional suspects are being sought. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says the federal government is taking an internal review into the immigration and screening of a father and son recently charged in connection to an alleged foiled Toronto terror plot extremely seriously. This is obviously a very serious situation that the Minister of Public Safety is ensuring there is a full follow-up and understanding on exactly how this happened. I know investigations are ongoing, Trudeau told reporters on Monday. In July, the RCMP arrested Ahmed Fuad Mustafa LDD 62 and Mustafa LDD 26 in Richmond Hill, Ontario. The two, whom police initially said they understood both to be Canadian citizens, were in the advanced stages of planning a serious violent attack in Toronto, authorities found. The pair are facing a series of terrorism-related charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for the benefit of, at direction of, or in association with the Islamic State. Most of the charges stem from alleged activities undertaken in Canada, but the father was also charged with committing an aggravated assault outside the country in June 2015 for the benefit of the terror group. Citing unnamed sources, Global News reported last week that the father immigrated to Canada after allegedly being filmed taking part in ISIS violence overseas, and that his son does not hold Canadian citizenship. When pressed further by reporters on whether the federal government knows more about how the father and son immigrated to Canada, Trudeau would not specify. The House of Commons Public Safety and National Security Committee will hold a rare summer meeting on Tuesday to discuss a request to call upon the Minister of Public Safety and the Minister of Immigration to answer questions on the issue. Last week, the Conservatives called for hearings into how the two men were able to immigrate to Canada. The NTP later supported the call to allow the emergency meeting to move forward. Public Safety Minister Dominic LeBlanc told reporters last week that he would have more to say at some future point and that work is ongoing to review the father and son's immigration and security screening. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation (CTF) says Ontario's gas tax cut has saved families nearly $900 over the 2 years it's been in place. Now they're calling on the provincial government to make it permanent. First announced in 2022, the cut has been extended 3 times since to ease the pain at the pump. The move saw the prices of gas and diesel slashed by 5.7 cents and 5.3 cents per liter, respectively, during that time. However, the latest extension is set to expire at the end of the year, and the non-profit organization warns prices will climb higher, especially so given that the federal carbon tax grows each year. At a news conference in front of Queen's Park in Toronto on Monday, CDF's Ontario Director Jay Goldberg called on Premier Doug Ford to extend the tax cut in perpetuity and pushed Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to do away with the carbon tax. According to the CTF, Ontarians pay 56 cents per litre in taxes when they fill up 17.6 cents of which is earmarked for the carbon tax at $80 a tonne. However, as the carbon tax is set to increase to $170 per tonne by 2030, Goldberg estimates that will bring total gas prices north of $2 a litre. Premier Doug Ford has long been opposed to the carbon tax and has called the levy awful. The latest federal data published in June shows that the carbon tax is expected to result in the reduction of 78 million tons worth of greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. Police have released new details regarding a weekend collision in Oshawa that killed one person and injured 8 others. The multi-vehicle crash occurred on Ritson Road South near Blue Street on Saturday afternoon. Police say that their preliminary investigation has revealed that a black Mercedes sedan operated by a Toronto man was headed southbound at a high rate of speed when it entered a curb lane and struck a white Nissan being operated by a 41-year-old Oshawa woman. Police said that the force of the impact caused the driver of the Nissan to lose control and strike 3 other vehicles before bursting into flames: a Honda, a Chevrolet Orlando, and a Dodge Caravan. Police said that the Honda and Chevrolet Orlando then struck multiple other vehicles as part of the chain reaction collision. The Mercedes, meanwhile, continued southbound before veering across the northbound lanes of traffic, leaving the roadway and striking the rear corner of a chip truck before slamming into a light pole. Police say that the collision with the chip truck caused its awning to collapse on a male party that was waiting for food at the time. The 41-year-old driver of the Nissan was later pronounced dead at the scene. Police say that a total of 9 other parties were taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police said that officers are continuing to investigate and are looking to speak with the operator of a black Chrysler 300. That may have also been involved in the collision while in a westbound turning lane at Poole Street. Charges have not been laid at this time. However, the investigation is ongoing, a news release issued on Monday notes. A Toronto police officer has been injured after locating a stolen vehicle late Sunday afternoon in North York. The incident happened on Sunday near Jane Street and Stanley Road, north of Shepherd Avenue West. Toronto police said they were called to the scene at 4:12 p.m. They said that an officer located a stolen vehicle operating in the area. A media officer told Awaz News that the driver of the stolen vehicle struck a vehicle. Constable Ashley Visser indicated that there was no police pursuit. An officer was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The police vehicle was damaged. Police arrested a 21-year-old man. The name of the accused and the charges he's facing have not been announced. A second male suspect is outstanding. He is only described as black and 5'10" with a black shirt and blue shorts. Police have not released any further details about the circumstances of this incident. So far, Ontario Special Investigations Unit has not been called in. Anyone with the information is asked to contact Toronto Police at 416-808-2222 or Crime Stoppers anonymously. Goodyear Canada is planning to spend more than $575 million to expand and modernize an Eastern Ontario plant to produce electric vehicle and all-terrain tires and make its processes more energy efficient. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Premier Doug Ford were on hand for an announcement Monday at the factory in Napanee, and the project is getting financial support from both levels of government. Goodyear is set to receive up to $44.3 million from the Federal Strategic Innovation Fund and $20 million through the Provincial Invest Ontario. The project is expected to create 200 new jobs by 2027. It should also get the plant to net zero emissions by 2040. Trudeau says Goodyear's announcement is another vote of confidence in Canada's auto sector workers. An allegedly impaired Toronto driver who was found asleep at the wheel at the police station parking lot north of the city has been charged with impaired driving. Ontario Provincial Police said officers were dispatched to their Central Region headquarters in Orillia before noon on August 10th after reports came in of an unconscious male parked in the lot. When officers arrived on scene, police said they located the male sleeping and several open alcohol containers were found throughout the vehicle. They said the driver was arrested at the scene. Patrick McGinley, 18, of Toronto, was charged with operating a vehicle while impaired, blood alcohol level above zero, and driving a motor vehicle with an unsealed container. He was also charged with adult forgery, though the circumstances leading to that charge were not disclosed by police. His license has been suspended for 90 days and the vehicle was impounded for a week as a result of the charges. Police said McGinley is scheduled to appear in an Orillia courtroom to answer for the charges in September.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.